Hello and welcome back everyone to another video about the shell navigation in the ALX software engineering program. In this video we will talk about the permissions. Okay, so on a Linux system each file and directory is assigned access rights for the owner of the file, the members of a group and everybody else. Okay, those rights can be assigned to either read a file, write a file or execute a file. So we have three types of permissions: read, write, and execute. To see those permissions for any file, we can use the ls command with the -l to display in a long format. So let's go to the terminal and we will type ls-l. So this command will show us the content of the home directory or any directory in a long format. Okay? So you can see here we have so many files and folders. You may ask how to know if this is a file or a folder. So in this line, the first letter, this one, which is D, means a directory, and dash means a file. Okay? So it will give us this result here. So let's decode this result. So the first part, as we have seen, is the file type. So dash is for a file, a regular file, D for directory, and S for symbolic link, P for named pipe, and so on. The next part, which is this 6 letters, it is for permissions. The first 3 are for the owner, the second 3 are for the group, and the last is for others or everyone else. Everyone else means everyone except the group members or the owner. Okay? Next we have the links related to this directory or this file. Next to that there is the owner, the name of the owner. Next to it is the group name. Then we have the file size. Then we have the creation date or the last modification date. Then we have the file name. For example, in our terminal here, we have the type of this file. It is a directory. We have the permissions for the owner. We have the permissions for the group member. And we have the permissions for everyone else. Here we have the symbolic or for the links to this directory. Next is the name of the owner. Then we have the name of the group. Then we have the file size. Then the last modification date with the timestamp. And then the name of this file or directory. Okay. Now let's see those permissions. So the permissions, as we said, are for read, write, and execute. These are for the owner, for the group members, and for everyone else. Okay. The permissions can be represented in different formats, either in binary, or in numbers, or in letters. Okay. Let's see an example here. This is the permissions for the owner. So the owner can read, write, and execute the file. The group can read, write, but cannot execute the file. For everyone else, they can read, but they cannot write or edit this file, and they can execute it. So to represent this in numbers, here is the table for this. So for read, we have number 4. For write, we have the number 2. For execute, we have number 1. So if the owner have all these rights, we can sum them up. We have 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. Okay, so we can replace this with number 7. For the group, they can read, they can write, but they cannot execute. So this will be 0. So we have 4 plus 2 plus 0. It is 6. For the others or everyone else, they can read, they cannot write the file, and they can execute. So we'll give them 4 plus 0 plus 1, which is 5. Okay, now let's see how we can change these permissions. So to change a file permission, we use the chmod command. This is the syntax. We use the chmod followed by either the owner, the group, others, or all, then followed plus or minus or equal. Plus is to add a permission, minus is to remove a permission, and then the type of permission. It is read, write, or execute. Then followed by the name of the file or the directory. We will give an example here with this hello file here. So I will clear my terminal. I will list only hello file. Now you can see here the owner have all the rights or all the permissions to read, write, and execute. The group have only the right permission, and the others have the right permission. So to change these permissions, we use the chmod followed by either the owner, the group, or the others. So for example, for the owner, we will change first for the owner, which is this one. So now he can read, write, and execute. So let's say we want to remove all these permissions here. So we'll use the user, then we will give it the read or plus or minus. Now we want to remove, so we'll use minus. We will remove the read, write, and execute permissions. So we can type read, write, execute permissions. From which file? It is this one. So hello. Now if we list again the hello file, you can see the 3 permissions are gone. So the owner cannot read, cannot execute, and cannot write to the file. If we want to give back permissions, we'll use chmod, then user, this time with plus. So for example, we'll give him read and write permissions, okay, to the hello file. Now if we list again, we can see we have read and write permissions. Good. Now we have talked before about numbers. Either instead of using letters, we can use numbers. But before that, let's change it for the group. Let's change permissions for the group. To change permission for the group, we can use chmod, then G for group, then we'll use plus, then we will give it write permission to hello file. So if we list again, we should see the group also have read and write permissions. Okay, so for numbers, to use numbers, we can use the chmod. Instead of typing user or group plus read and write and so on, we can use these numbers here. So let's say, for example, we want to give the owner only read permissions, and for the group we want to give it the write permissions, and for everyone else we want to give them the execute permission. So we want to give read permission, we should add 4. Others will be 0, 0, so total will be 4. We'll use 4. Then for the group we want write permission, so the write is 2, then others will be 0, so it will be number 2. And for everyone else we want to give them the execute write, which is number 1, so it will be 1, then followed by the name of the file. If we list again, you can see the owner have only read permission, the group have the write permission, and everyone else have execute permission. If we want to give all the permission to everyone, we'll use chmod. Then the total to give all permission is 7. So we'll type 777, then the name of the file. If we list again, we can see they all have all the permissions. So let's change back these permissions. So we will give the owner all the rights, which is 7, and the group, they can read and execute, but they cannot write. So they can read and execute, but they cannot write. So read is number 4, execute is number 1, it will be 5. And for others, we can give them the right to execute, which is number 1. So if we list again, you can see the permissions have changed. Okay. Now we will talk about file ownership, this owner. Let's say we want to change the owner of this file. So to change the ownership of a file, we can use the chown command. It is shortcut for change ownership. Okay, the syntax for this command is chown followed by the name of the new owner, then the name of the file or directory you want to change ownership for. To change the group ownership, or you want to change the group for a file or a directory, you can use the chgrp. It is shortcut for change group. The syntax is the same as chown. The only difference is we use chgroup with the new group instead of the new owner, then followed by the name of the file or the directory you want to change the group for.